I'm going to have an inbox preview look at this kit here, which is the Zvezda models 148 scale Messerschmitt Bf 109 G6, which basically is the main variation of the ME or BF 109. The G6 version is like the middle version that every company pretty much does, and this will be a good showcase of their kit here. So we'll have a look at the box art, which has our aircraft here, and interesting again, they don't have the bent cross on the tail, and on the side it's giving us color callouts for Humbrol and Zvezda paints, and we can see our decal sheet here, which looks like it says that, well, it says right here decals for Switzerland are included, which is kind of interesting. It's something a little bit different. And the side here, our kit number is going to be 4816. And on this side, it's giving us some other aircraft in their line, the F2 and the F4. It's interesting because those two aircraft, there's really not a whole lot of difference to them. The the G6 is quite a bit different than these two, but they could have made those just like one kit, but they're there anyways in their lineup. We also have a Yak-3, which is a really cool aircraft too, a Russian aircraft. So we'll flip it around, and I love how Zvezda does this. They show the features of the kit in here. They give us a little write-up, and then they show a built aircraft of what it should look like when we're done, and some of the features and their details, which look actually really excellent here. And we'll go on and we'll have a look and see what we actually get inside. So this is one of those where it's got a protective inner box, which I'm not sure why they put these little protective inner boxes in, because sometimes they don't really protect it anyways, but it's just their way of doing it. So I'll set this aside and we'll open it up and have a look. Find the end here. So we're packed. So we'll look at the instructions first, which they kind of made a little bit large for no reason, but it looks like we got an inspector mark here on the instructions, which is kind of neat how they do that. And then there's our aircraft, and it's showing us, I guess, version 1, which looks like it has open the engine pieces there. And then there's a stand, version 2. I don't know if this is included. It's not in English here, but it looks like it's not included, but we'll see. And showing us our various sprues in that, what's inside. So this is the poster style, which I'm not really a fan of, but it's kind of typical for model kits. And okay, wow, so they've given us each little individual exhaust, which is really interesting. And there's an engine, all the various makeup of, so there's quite a bit of detail to that engine. I mean, every little piece of it, and the way it affixes to the cowling there, and the machine guns. So it looks very highly detailed. And then, oh, we get a pilot there. He looks actually pretty excellent. And I'm not sure about this, the instruments here. We'll have to look. Okay, so we do have two different styles. We've got plastic instrument panel, which we can paint, or we've got the decal that we can use. And here's our inside of our wheel wells, which looks highly detailed again. And our cockpit, I wouldn't expect any less in the cockpit. It looks quite detailed. And our rudders. And they are different. There's two different styles. That's kind of weird. I don't know why we have two different styles for a G6. Like one has a little aerial nub and the other one doesn't, which is kind of strange. And more pieces here and the fitting of that whole huge engine section and our wings. And over here we've got our glass work. So we can leave our canopy open. Oh, okay, so we've got the, I forget what they call that, that style of glass there. Gives Earl canopy. I think they call them like the Malcolm hood or something in Britain, but I can't remember what it's called. So you got the framework, or that, like one with the lesser framework in it. And our various pieces here for the radiators, and all of our slats and flaps can be positioned. And well, it looks like we've got some ordnance here, unless that's a different kit or something. We've got the multi-bomb rack there for the little bombs, or you can have it completely clean if you want. It's quite interesting. And we'll move on. So yeah, oh wow, we've got the underwing cannons there. So you can have it like a gunship type of thing. Various different ways of fitting our ordnance and pieces underneath here. And there's our gun pods there. And our wheels. This is does not look like a simple kit at all. This looks like heavy parts count. And it looks highly detailed. There's our bombs. And our opening of the engine, if that's how you want to do it. And then we just have one little thing on here. So yeah, the I can't remember whose plane that is who had the cannon pods on it. Somebody will know, but that Ace there. And then you've got the Swiss one, and then you've got a generic one here. It doesn't really say anything about them. Like, it doesn't give you the pilot's name or the unit they flew with or anything, so these are kind of generic. This would be a really good kit if you have like a decal sheet at home and you want to put it on something, because I'm not really impressed with their subjects. So of course, this thing, is it Nuwatny that had that aircraft? I can't remember. It's got the white tail on it because he flew with those cannon pods. And but like, it's something you find in other kits. So not really happy with their choice for decals, but like, I mean, really it doesn't matter. Again, I would replace them anyways myself. So we'll go into the glass since it's right here on the top. And with Zvezda kits, I highly recommend washing them, because sometimes there is discharge from the molds. But oh yeah, so we've got various different, wow, the glass is super clear. Super excellent clear glass. Very delicate glass too. I'm always talking about how they make them too thick, and these are very nice. Very clear, crisp. You see our various canopies there. Like even this one, there's some kind of strengthening piece in here. I've never seen that. Usually that's just always like clear right through, but there's like some kind of strengthening piece in there. I would say that's probably correct. And then there's the like the pilot's head protection glass there too. So the glass, I would say, is like, I mean, it's basically perfect. We'll go into our parts here. Just get one large bag. Actually, maybe I'll go into the decals before I open those, because the decals are right here. And they look pretty nice. Very minimal amount of carrier film. Like around the edges, there's almost no edge on these crosses. There's like nothing. And I guess these are bent crosses that we'll have to put together like a puzzle if you want them on there. Really nice how they snuck them in there to get under the radar. That's pretty cool. And here's our guy's nose art there, and the various little like stencil work and walkways. They all look really delicate, but they look really nice. And they're sort of semi-flat. Some are like the actual decal piece. Like if you look, I'm not sure how it'll show up on camera, but you can see it's flat around there, but then it's sort of glossed. The carrier film is glossed, so they are what they are. They look pretty good, I would say. And we will open our sprues here. Not much of an edge to give me to cut, so Okay. So we'll get these out. And they look very, very, very finely molded. You can see each of the little, like, I guess they are spark plugs in there. And the, like, turbocharger in there, like, very delicately detailed. And here's our fuel tank there. And our instruments. So there's really nothing to the instruments. This might be one that you might have, like, the photo etch instruments or decals to put on. Not that you're going to ever see anything in a 109, and there's our landing gear. And they're on that little slight angle like they are. You see our guns. I'm not sure if the jackets on these guns actually are perforated or not. But you get the complete gun. And our wheels. Then here's our tail. Okay, so you can see there is the, like, very, very fine. I wonder if one's a wooden rudder or what the difference actually is, because the one looks, you can see really defined. The other one you can almost see nothing. Like if one's wood and one's fabric maybe? I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert on 109s or anything. Excellent amount of detail though. I can say that. And we'll flip it around. So we have two-piece wheels here. But the detail, like each individual piece here is very nice. The inside of our wheels there, the gear, the landing gear doors there, really nice. We go right into the body sections, which are very, very finely, very delicately scribed. Super nice, super delicate. I like the way that they've done this. I really do. And here's our cowlings there. And it's very much for a G6 or later variant with that big bulge on there. And like the same thing with this, the little piece there, like for the relief for the wheel or whatever it is, it's actually integrated in there. It isn't like they just took the wing from an earlier one and made you upgrade it. It's a different... there must be another variation because you've got another set of these. Unless one's for open and one's for closed, I don't know. So here's our very delicate, fine lines in there. We'll flip it around. Yeah, so we got full detail inside of our wheel wells here. Look really nice. Same inside the cockpit. You've got full details in there. Yeah, so here's the one cowling. The inside is all detailed, and then the other one, if you want it closed. Really nice touch that they've done that. Go into our next. Let's see here. We have even another set of, this must be a crossover sprue because this is for an earlier, which looks really good too. I might have to get one of their earlier 109s because that looks really great. The way they've done that around the cannons here and our various pieces. And here's our propeller. Big fan of the like one-piece propeller like that. I really like that. Various parts here. This piece here, like it's split like that, but I believe in real life they are split and there is a weld seam down the middle of them. Here's our bombs, which the bombs look really good. Like they paid attention to detail on these. And then here's our racks. The racks are very highly detailed. I'll flip it around. Highly detailed racks. And our little cannon pods here. They're nicely done also. And here's our drop tank. So this is a different style of drop tank where it doesn't have that relief for... I think it's relieved on the bottom so that like when it took off or landed it didn't bump it or something like that. I can't really remember. But you see the plumbing even on here for the tank. And here's a little bit of tail. Everything looks great on there. So I guess unfortunately we have just the one side there, but that's how they did it. That was really smart of them. And then here's our lower wing with multiple different options here. You can set it up however you want. So it's all modular. Even this part here is nicely opened like that. And our gear again. And this would be the cutout for the stand, I guess, if you wanted it on there. We have almost like two planes in here because there's a whole nother fuselage in here. Yeah, interesting. And this one has a slight weird texture to it. This must be an earlier one or something, and then they've put that other sprue in there which upgrades it quite a bit. That's very strange. They, like, you can, I don't know if you can see the texture on it, but we've got our different like slats and flaps. You can see one looks like fabric. And here's our exhausts. So the exhausts are not open at all. In our hub, the hub looks pretty good. It'd be really easy to open that if you wanted to open it. Here's our wing tips. And our fabric like tail there must be for the earlier variation. So you've got lots of little options in here. If you had an odd one that just had like a different piece thrown on it, like in the field or whatever, you might have that piece in here. Everything looks really great. Even the stick is very, very delicately done. And you can see the inside here. I suppose if you wanted to, you could throw this together, like if you wanted to have like a junkyard scene or something and you wanted to have one like junked on the ground next to another one, you pretty much have it in here. Like you have the tail ripped off or whatever. So that's quite interesting why they would have so much of another aircraft included in here. And last we have our little pilot. I didn't see the rest of him actually, so I'll just show him. Really nicely done. Like he's got his belts and everything on, and the belts look, it's not one of those where the belts are just molded. It looks like they're attached to the seat. Really great pilots. I love how they do that. Zvezda does that with their pilots. It's really good. I am just gonna go and put these back in and see if I can see his head or anything on here. His head and arms, because I didn't see. Oh, there they are. Okay. On this sprue here, which is got our exhausts on there also. I don't think this must have came out with another sheet, but here's the propeller. This is the more fine propeller. It's a different variation. Like one's a big paddle propeller, and then this is your standard. It's our crankcase and that. But yeah, okay. So here's our pilot, which is pretty excellent. He's one of the best pilot figures. I think Zvezda does the best pilot figures of any company. Our guns again, really delicate. Our exhausts in various pieces. Like, I'm just really impressed by this kit. This is excellent, and it's overlooked, and unfortunately because of sanctions and bans you cannot get this kit anymore, but it's a highly recommended kit if you do see it. And when I got this, it was very moderately priced. I mean, it was in the say $20 to $30 range Canadian, which is a very, very cheap kit, and it looks awesome. So this is the Zvezda Models 148 scale Messerschmitt Bf 109 G6, and thank you for watching.